Did Mamma die again, Papa? She asked worriedly.
For the love of... No, Gillian, he answered, his voice weary.
Did she come back home then?
Oh, my sweet lamb. We've been over this again and again. Your Mamma isn't ever going to come home. The dead can't come back. She's in heaven now. Try to understand.
Yes, Papa,
she whispered. She heard the faint echo of shouts coming from the floor below, and then noticed that her father was wearing his chainmail.
Are you going to battle now, for the love of God, Papa?
Yes,
he answered.
But first, I must get you and your sister to safety.
He reached for the clothes Gillian's maid, Lisa, had laid out for tomorrow, and hastily dressed his daughter. William moved forward and knelt on one knee to put Gillian's shoes on her. Her papa had never dressed her before, and she didn't know what to make of it.
Papa, I got to take my sleeping gown off before I put my clothes on, and I got to let Lisa brush my hair.
We won't worry about your hair tonight.
Papa, is it dark outside?
She asked as she slipped the blio over her head.
Yes, Gillian, it's dark.
Do I got to go outside in the dark?
He could hear the fear in her voice and tried to calm her.
There will be torches to light the way, and you won't be alone.
Are you going with Kristen and me?
Her sister answered.
No, Gillian,
she shouted from across the room.
'Cause Papa has to stay here and fight the battle for the love of God,
she said, repeating her father's often-used expression.
Don't you, Papa?
Lawrence told Kristen to hush.
We don't want anyone to know you're leaving,
he explained in a whisper.
Can you be real quiet now?
Kristen eagerly nodded.
I can,
she whispered back.
I can be awful quiet when I got to, and when I...
Lawrence put his hand over her mouth.
Hush, golden girl.
William lifted Gillian into his arms and carried her out of the chamber and down the dark hallway to her father's room. Spencer and Tom guided the way, carrying bright candles to light the corridor. Giant shadows danced along the stone walls, keeping pace with them. The only sound, the hard clicking of their boots against the cobbled floor. Gillian became fearful and put her arms around the soldier's neck, then tucked her head under his chin.
I don't like the shadows,
she whimpered.
They won't harm you,
he soothed.
I want my Mamma, William.
I know you do, honey bear.
His silly nickname for her always made her smile, and she suddenly wasn't afraid any longer. She saw her papa rush past her to lead the way into his chamber, and she would have called out to him, but William put his finger to his lips, reminding her that she was to be quiet. As soon as they were all inside the bedroom, Tom and Spencer began to slide a low chest along the wall so that they could open the secret door. The rusty hinges groaned and squealed like an angry boar whose mouth was being pried open. Lawrence and William had to put the little girls down in order to soak and light the torches. The second their backs were turned, both Kristen and Gillian ran to their father, who was down on his knees, leaning over another chest at the foot of the bed and sorting through his belongings. They flanked his sides and stretched up on tiptoes, their hands on the rim of the chest so they could peer inside.
What are you looking for, Papa?
Kristen asked.
This,
he answered as he lifted the sparkling jewelled box.
It's awful pretty, Papa,
Kristen said.
Can I have it? Can I have it too?
Gillian chimed in.
No,
he answered.
The box belongs to Prince John, and I mean to see that he gets it back.
Still down on his knees, their father turned toward Kristen and grabbed her arm, pulling her close as she tried to wiggle away.
You're hurting me, Papa.
I'm sorry, love,
he said, immediately lessening his grip.
I didn't mean to hurt you, but I do need you to pay attention to what I'm going to tell you. Can you do that, Kristen?
Yes, Papa. I can pay attention.